Good morning, Committee Chair Dos Santos Tam. Thank you, Council members. I asked to go first this morning because I'm very passionate on this subject. You know, from day one in office, fixing DPP has been a top priority. We're well known for saying we wanted to take on the wicked problems. There was nothing probably facing the city or us as an administration and team as far as a challenge in DPP. In fact, the prior mayor told Managing Director Formby and I, you can't fix it. You might as well just implode the whole thing. It's impossible. And even then, in coming into office, we looked at an audit that the city had done the year before, which talked about, for decades, the lack of investment in people, technology, et cetera, et cetera. This was a daunting task in and of itself, and if we were to do nothing else than just try to take on DPP, much less all the other things that we faced, it would be an incredible challenge. But nonetheless, we have. And that's why I asked to speak before Don Takeuchi Upuna gets up here, Director, because of great respect for the effort. So let me just give some context to this. First of all, I came out of a technology-driven business for 40 years plus. I went through every iteration here in Hawaii and elsewhere from the time when satellite technology wasn't available to making that available to everything one could do in control rooms, et cetera. And along the way, throughout the course of that time and the leadership roles I had, the installation of technology, okay, never easy. Very difficult, in fact. The transition is, you just got to go through a whole lot. And learning the equipment, the integration, getting people on board, et cetera. And those were much smaller settings and far less complex, candidly, than anything that DPP represents. We have been in full discovery on where we wanted to go. And to replace a system like Posse that was done in 1998, okay, to today's software system and working with a company like Spiridion was a huge leap for us. It took a lot of time to understand the problems we were facing, develop the right solution, and then determine who would be best. And then on top of that, the daunting task of all of that data having to be integrated. We wanted it to go off smoother than it has. There's no question. We expected that. And we've had some bumps. That was not unexpected. So recently, I've been on the phone with the CEO, Ali Hassan, from Spiridion, recognizing full well and admitting their contributions to the difficulties we face. They have now been here with a team of people. We're in a situation called hypercare. Normally that hypercare model, and I don't know if Don's going to talk about it, has a limited time frame. They have agreed because of the things that they did that we can stay in hypercare for as long as we need. In fact, they've also offered unprecedented intensive training for selected people to help us get over this. Look, this state is well known, and I remember from my days at Hawaii News Now, various software systems that the state tried to implement and weren't able to do at a cost of a lot of money, okay? Taking this on was an incredible task, but we recognize how important, how pivotal it is, okay, for economic recovery, for everything that we're doing with housing, everything that's going to happen along the way with TOD, et cetera. And so that said, we've had a couple of bumps in the road. We expected that. We are about the business of fixing that. Nobody's denying anything. But we need that kind of understanding that this is a transition period right now, and we need your support. Quite honestly, I was very disappointed to read your comments or hear your comments on the news last night. Because if you were on our side of the fence, you would see the degree of difficulty this represents and how far we've come and how certain we are about the road ahead and what we're going to get done, which is unprecedented. You never would have said what you said. Okay, we need your support to understand we're doing something that other people never even tried to do, and this goes back decades, not just the prior administration. That's how difficult this is, and that's how critical it is to the future of this city, and we take that most seriously. And I've got this CEO on record of working with us and promising to get us past the finish line. So there is a path forward, and we need you to understand the degree of difficulty of this because it's exceptional. Along the lines of everything else. So I just want to be in here before Don says anything. I have complete confidence in the leadership of the department. You know, it's not just about buying hardware. It's not just about buying software. You have to bring a workforce along too. And this is a big leap. Posse was installed in 1998, okay? That was 9 years before, I don't have my iPhone, 9 years before the iPhone even showed up in 2007 with Steve Jobs, and actually 10 years before anybody in Hawaii was really adapting to it, and we took the lead of it back at Hawaii News Now. I've been involved in the adaptation and adoption of technology for a long time. What we're doing here is not insignificant, okay? So that change from a 1998 software system, 98, into today's world and what this represents for the future and bringing a workforce along with it is a Herculean effort. It deserves respect. It deserves patience. It deserves people not just jumping on us anytime that they feel like they've got a good story to print because we're failing maybe perhaps while we're trying really hard to succeed in the confidence that we will succeed. And I wouldn't even call it failure. In fact, I didn't bring in my iPhone. The ironic thing was I got this week, 2 days ago, Tuesday, a voicemail from Chris Ikumu Kid, who's one of the key solar players, praising Don, just said, you know, you deserve to have a phone call like this. So that story last night really bothered me, which is why I came in here. And I'm hoping that you'll give her the attention that she deserves on the task that we're taking on. So we're very passionate about this. I'd like to think, and I've said it oftentimes, we're all on the same team. This is a tough thing. This is really important for this city. And I would tell you, we've put an incredible amount of time and effort in this, and a lot of thought too. So we're gonna be fine. I'm confident we're gonna be there. You need to believe in that. You need to trust in what we're doing, okay? If anybody has any issues, and that includes the press in the room, come see us privately. We've offered total transparency in everything we're doing. We're not looking to duck, we're not looking to make excuses. We're here to solve problems, and this is a top problem for us. So I just want to set the stage, okay? Could say a lot more, but for the sake of time, I hope that you get where I'm coming from on this one. All right? Thank you. Any questions of me?
Any questions for the mayor? Okay. Councilmember Wire.
Not so much a question, but really just wanted to mahalo you, Mayor, for the work that you're doing. And I know the community sees that and the work of the folks you put in DPP. I mean, I see the engagement in our community every day. I know they're working overtime. And also I have a lot of respect for committee chair because I think we're oftentimes just digesting and hearing from the community just like you, right? And so just wanted to be clear that from my position, I have a lot of respect for everyone in this room.
Thank you.
And
yeah.
I really do think we're going to accomplish a lot. And I think there's a lot of leadership to go around in this room. And so
Thank you, Councilman Wire. Look, I said the state of the city at the start of this year, we shifted from planning to execution. We're now in execution on a number of fronts, okay? On a number of fronts. And any one of them categorically could have been, as I said earlier, about DPP in and of itself would have been the success of an administration. We chose to take on a number of wicked problems. So I appreciate that understanding. And I would tell you this one other thing. We know the solar industry well. I called Rocky Moe this morning. We have been everywhere and any time that they've asked us, we've been totally transparent with that industry, recognizing that they represent about 60% of the permit applications. We know how vital it is. We understand also that the federal legislation has put a time clock on them that's caused a lot of anxiety. It's just unfortunate that we're going through this incredible integration after years at the same time. We couldn't have predicted either one of those. So we're sensitive to that, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that they can get their business handled.
thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Anybody else?
Members, any other questions for the mayor?
Okay, thank you.
Seeing none, thank you.